In our 40s, visibility can be such a pain point because a lot of us, we have a lot of story about being found out. So on today's video, I'm going to share how I got over my fear of being on YouTube as a woman over 40 going through perimenopause. So when I first started on this journey with YouTube, I was a little bit scared about being visible. I was worried that I wouldn't come across as what people might want. I felt like people would find me out. I felt like I was going to be missing my word. And then I realized that it wasn't YouTube that I was afraid of. It was visibility. I felt like I didn't have the capacity to be able to show up consistently on this platform. You know, when we're going through perimenopause, we just want to be in our own safe place. Most of us, we leave our 9 to 5 jobs, or if we have a full-time business like me, we just want to just sit down, cozy up in our nice baggy outfit, and we just want to binge watch Netflix. I mean, I was in that cocoon for a few years. I mean, 3 years ago, I was in that cocoon where I wasn't very active in my business. That's when I really got hit by this perimenopausal symptom. And I actually didn't know I was going through perimenopause. I just thought I was depressed and I wasn't happy in my relationship and I wasn't showing up in my business. All I was doing was binge watching Netflix, drinking bottles and bottles of wine, and I was just having self pity. I just couldn't connect with my body. So when I embarked on this 30-day journey with YouTube, I was so worried about visibility. I was so worried that I wouldn't have the capacity to show up. And also, I was worried that I will lose my voice. I would lose my trail of thought. I will forget my words. I will have brain fog while I'm recording, and I will feel so stressed out. And I wouldn't be as articulate and sharp with expressing myself on video. And when it comes to YouTube, everybody's watching. We don't know who's going to do a search on the YouTube channel and my video might pop up and then they'll watch it and it might go viral. I was worried about my family. I was worried about my kids finding my videos. I remember making a post on TikTok like a couple of weeks ago, and then one of the friends of my daughter found my TikTok video and shared it with my daughter. And so when she came back home, she said, "Mom, your video is on TikTok," and one of my friends showed it to me. And I was like, "I hope you were okay with it." And she said, "Yes, Mom, they just thought you wanted to become an influencer." I'm like, "Yeah, I want to become an influencer, but I didn't come on this platform just to become an influencer. I wanted to put my intellectual asset on this platform. I also wanted to build a brand around my business. I want to be able to attract more clients. I want to be able to bring more awareness to it. I want to grow it. I want to make more money." So there's other factors that comes with it apart from me being an influencer, because being an influencer can have a cringe tonation to it. So it wasn't about that. It was just about me just putting myself out there. So how did I get over my fear? I had to separate the fact that YouTube is what it is. YouTube is a platform that anyone can use how they want. And my issue wasn't YouTube itself, it was my visibility. I thought that I could not show up in the full capacity that I want to show up as somebody that has a lot of energy, because there's one way that we're showing up on the YouTube channel as a 30-year-old, and there's a different way when we show up as a 40-year-old. So I started to actually stop watching the younger folks. I mean, the younger folks, they're very good with their editing their videos. They have all the bells and whistles on YouTube. Their videos are totally amazing. I mean, I learned tips from them, but the way the format of their videos are not my thing because it's just too fast mode. I just like something that is pretty much relaxing. So I started to focus on watching women that are like me, or men that are like me, that are creating YouTube channel. There are people that I've noticed that are in their 60s that are creating YouTube channel. There's a lady that I know called Solo Travel, I think she is. She's a lady that is in her 60s and she has videos as well on there. There's Azel, he's retired, I think he's in his 60s, and he creates videos on YouTube as well. There's a guy that is in his 80s that is putting videos on YouTube as well. Those are the people that I watch because their videos are not perfect. They're just so real. It's who they are and as authentic as they could be. And there's always a lot of lessons in their videos as well. So those are the videos that I love to binge watch than the videos that are just fast paced. If I want to learn tips and ideas about YouTube, how to grow my audience, then I watch the younger folks. But if I want to have binge-worthy content, like 20-minute, 30-minute videos, I watch the people that are my age mate because I find them more relaxing, more grounding. And I love those videos more than each other. So getting over my fear of videos, that's the topic that I'm going to be talking about. So I had to separate the idea of YouTube being bad and YouTube only being for people that are influencers than to me working on my visibility. Because as I said, a lot of us going through a perimenopause, we have issues with visibility because we feel like we are going to be found out. They're going to find us incapable. They're going to find us not sharp enough. They're going to find us weak. And we don't want them to find out about us because we felt like we've hid under the lens of who we were when we were 30 years old, when we had all the energy, when we looked super radiant and things like that. And we've let go when we were younger. We've let go of who we are when we're older. And we just want to keep that that mirror or that lens of who we were when we were 30, not the one we're in our 40s, because we're not taking care of ourselves in our 40s. If we show up as a powerful being in our 40s, then we're not going to have a lot of shame around who we are. But a lot of us, we want to still look younger. We want to feel younger. That's why there's a lot of like these Botox, and even the beauty industry is milking it, trying to sell us products to help us look younger and things like that, because they know that a lot of us have a lot of insecurity around being older. And because of that, it could stop us from showing up on YouTube. So that was one of the things that I felt like, oh my God, I'm going to not look perfect. I'm not going to articulate myself enough. I'm going to lose my word right on camera. People are going to see it, and then they're going to bully me, or they're going to judge me. That was not bully me, but they're going to judge me. My friends are going to judge me. My colleagues are going to judge me, and all those kind of things. So I was a bit worried about that. And that's one of the biggest fears that I have on YouTube. Thank God I decided to embark on a 30-day journey. I mean, the first week of video recording was quite, it was just going into it and just breaking through my barrier of video recording, and then the second one was I started to step into my perfectionism, which was overly exhausting. And then the third one, I started to relax a little bit more into my body, into my own scale. I know that I don't have to be as perfect with my editing. I can just be who I am and just allow that to be good enough. And then the fourth week, I started to build a little bit more momentum. So realizing that YouTube is just what it is, and there's some healing that needs to be done around my visibility, allowed me to get over. That was the first hurdle around getting over my fear around creating visibility on YouTube, working on my inner work, working on my own visibility, knowing that the more I show up on video, the more I can see my flaws, and then I can start to work on those. Because if I'm not putting my voice online and I'm only working on just writing posts, which most of those posts a lot of us can use AI for. I know we can do videos with AI these days, but I don't do videos with AI. I show up completely. But when I have to write, sometimes I use AI and then I edit it here and there. But then I'm hiding around my writing skills. But on video, you're really, really totally exposed. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done around that. So which means taking care of my inner child, reaffirming myself, loving myself, just allowing myself to be okay, loving myself fully in my brilliance as I show up on video. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done around that. And also taking care of my biology, taking care of my body as a woman going through perimenopause. So another thing that I noticed, as I said, when we are going through perimenopause and we have to go should put our videos online, I always recommend that a lot of us women, we need to get over our challenges of being on YouTube. YouTube is a platform for everybody. It's a free platform. You can make money with AdSense. You can make money with your coaching business. You can attract an audience that are interested in buying your high offer, especially if you have a high package like me, because I like to work with high packages. It's a super beautiful way to leverage your knowledge. So I have high packages, and instead of me having to go out networking, which I love, I mean, I love going out networking, but instead of me having to depend on going networking all the time, putting my intellectual asset on YouTube is such a beautiful way to build an audience, especially if you build an audience of 1,000 or more than thousands of people on there. You can funnel them into your one-on-one package, and or you can want them into your high-end packages, and you can sell that out. A lot of people want to connect with the person that they're buying from, and to connect with them come from video. They can connect with your writing, especially with this AI trend that is going on out there. A lot of people want to connect with a live person. They want to see how you're grounded in your body, especially if you have a target audience like me that are in their 40s, high income earner. They want to see you grounded because they want somebody that can ground them when they're spinning. They want somebody that can ground them. And if you're already spinning on camera, then they realize that they can see that you're not in resonance with them. So by seeing you on camera, I feel like they can see a resonance, and then they can, reach out to you and then work with your packages as well. So it's such a beautiful way to be able to put your intellectual asset online and to get more clients into your coaching business. So, but a lot of us, we don't put ourselves on video because we have these perimenopausal symptoms, which I'm always telling people about, that when we are in our 40s, we are definitely going through perimenopause. We cannot ignore this, and we need to start to take care of our well-being right now instead of us waiting for our menopause, because menopause is when we are 12 months after our period, and we don't want to wait till then, because the first 10 years or 15 years before menopause, that is when we need to be aware of the fluctuations of our hormones and start to work on those, because if we don't do those, our 60s or when we're in our menopause, it's not going to be as delicious as we always wanted. So we will start to see these slight symptoms during perimenopause of menopause. We're going to start to see them way early. And most of them are either, there's a huge amount of list of symptoms of perimenopause. I'm not going to go through all of that right now, but one of the few things that stop people from showing up on YouTube or being visible on YouTube or on video or even speaking on stage even is these brain fog. Brain fog was one of the biggest ones that I have. I tend to lose my train of thought. I tend to forget my words while I'm teaching, and I'm a speaker. I'm a keynote speaker, and writing is not going to cut it. I need to work on the muscles of the brain. I need to take care of my of my brain. And also, I need to be aware that I might have brain fog, and I need to figure out how I can regulate my nervous system and get back to my body and find my trail of thought again. If not, I'm going to have to drop off from speaking. And one of the biggest income generator for me where I'm living right now is speaking. I do keynote speaking all over here. I don't want to put the name on the internet, mainly because I don't want the algorithm to just have videos posted, shown to people living where I'm living. I want it to be everywhere. So that's why I don't want to mention where I'm based, but it's really not a secret. You can always find me on the internet. But I build up my business by speaking in this space. I speak in the top 5 companies, the big 5 companies. I speak in banks. I speak in lots of places, charity events, networking events. I speak on there, and with that, I've been able to funnel people into my one-on-one. So my voice is my asset. I cannot lose my trail of thought, even though now I still lose my trail of thought, but I know how to bring myself back to my body and find myself again. Because if I don't feel empowered that way, I'm going to have to drop off the radar when it comes to speaking. But now that I practice my tools and resources, I know how to find myself. I know how to get back to my center and be able to show up as speaking as well. So a lot of people don't show up for live events, or they don't show up for videos because they feel that they might have brain fog, they might have memory loss, they might not be as articulate with expressing themselves on video, which is so true. A lot of us, we don't know how to articulate ourselves around our knowledge, especially if we are very good at getting all our information with ChatGPT. I feel like we can't, I feel like we're going to be losing that sense of knowledge if we don't use our voice. If we're only focusing on writing and just using ChatGPT, we're going to lose our sense of voice, and we're going to miss that alignment with the knowledge that we have. That's why I actually brought myself back on video, because I realized that I wanted to be very good at articulating what it is that I do and support my clients with in the most empowering way, and also in the most expansive way than it just being in writing. And I can't do that by just writing alone. I need to sharpen my knowledge, my vocabulary, by speaking. If I don't speak, I'm going to lose my verbal fluency, and it's so important that we speak. And to do that is getting on video. And a lot of people are scared of that because they feel that they are not going to sound intelligent enough. And you can't sound intelligent enough if you're not showing up consistently. If you're showing up consistently on video, you make your mistakes, you lose your trail of thought or things like that. Like for me, I have my words here because I noticed that sometimes I might lose my trail of thought. And nowadays, I really want to do bare minimum editing, because anytime I try to read a script, I tend to just overly edit, and even I feel disconnected with the videos. But now that I've started to just have my points on my paper and then just shoot up from there, I feel like I'm more grounded at the body level, because I'm also, as I said, a keynote speaker. I can't be having all my points and reciting what's on the screen. I need to be able to express what it is that I'm saying live, and I need to practice that muscle as well. And videos like this are allowing me to do it. So yes, I do lose my trail of thought, but I've learned how to ground as well. So practicing to speak on camera would be able to allow you to sharpen your skill, be able to allow you to ground your body, also to find those words that keeps you in your brilliance, that allows you to feel more, to be more in your authority as well. That's what video is also doing for us as well. So another thing that I've noticed for me about the fear of being on video, because I embarked on the journey like a month ago. I was so scared about it because I had a YouTube channel a while back, 10 years ago, and I only created 7 videos, and I just didn't show up. I was scared of the comments. I was scared of being judged. I was scared of what people would say and things like that. And I ended up dropping off the radar. So I was scared now when I started on this 30-day challenge, even though I've taken a couple of days off because my throat was so dry and I was feeling a bit ill. I have no judgment around that. I've decided to get over it. But I was worried that I won't be showing up consistently. So that is also a fear why some people don't show up on YouTube. They're scared that I won't show up consistently, or they will not. Yes, they won't show up consistently. So I had some fears around that too. I thought, oh, I won't be showing up consistently. I've failed myself before. I've made promises to myself before and have let myself down. So now that I want to engage on this 100-day video challenge, how would I do it? Because I've never kept promises to myself before. And I was a bit worried about that. But then I realized that it's important that I'm aware of it and do what it is that I need to do around it. Because as a woman in our 40s, we have a hormonal shift that might happen, which might drain our energy sometimes. We might have, a memory loss, which is a big one, and all the symptoms that might happen. So I was worried that if that happens, then I might take a long break and then I won't show up. So, but instead of me wrapping up my identity, allowing the perimenopausal identity to shroud my desire to be on video, I decided to shift my identity. So important. So I am not a victim of my perimenopausal symptoms. Fine, I'm going through perimenopause. It is what it is, but I'm not a victim of it. But I am going to do what it is that I need to do to step into the empowered identity of somebody that is going through perimenopause, but also get to have what she wants. So if I want to create videos for 30 days or 100 days, still going through perimenopause, I am choosing the empowered version of me, and I know what that is. So I decided to journal on that identity, who that is. And that also is going to be linked to me taking care of my body, taking care of my sleep, taking care of my diet, making sure that I'm exercising, moving, connecting with the well, and doing all what I need to do to be able to show up, have that full identity. Because when we wrap ourselves around the identity of perimenopause, a lot of us, we kind of just we recite to that, and we just think that, yeah, but I can't do anything about it. I'm going through perimenopause. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a hormonal symptoms that I cannot get over. So you have got to accept it. But I am not here to accept that, because I have big goals and I want to increase my capacity to earn more. So I decided to create a different thought around it, because I know my result. I know what it is, the result that I wanted to get. I wanted to be quite known on YouTube. I want to have a big audience on YouTube. I want to create sisterhood. I want to create a successful business with YouTube. So with that, I cannot be a victim around my perimenopausal symptom. I need to have a different identity, and the different identity is what's going to fuel my thoughts. And when I wake up with the empowered thought, then I'm going to feel amazing, and then I'm going to take action, which would mean that I would build the result, which means to have an influential YouTube channel. So I had to work with my identity around it. So instead of me getting lost around the identity of perimenopausal, I am perimenopausal, I decided to step into an empowered identity. I am perimenopausal, but I kick butts. I kick butts. I'm owning it, kind of thing. So I really, really had to work with my identity to be able to show up without the fear. Another thing that I noticed is YouTube it takes a lot of skill. So when we're talking about getting over my fear of being on YouTube, I was so worried about the technical aspect of YouTube. You have to record the video. I mean, recording the video, it was already stressful enough when I first started the YouTube channel. Now it's getting a little bit easier for me to be on camera. But when I first started, I had to work on the scripts. I had to try and read the scripts. Then I had to edit the scripts. Then I had to make sure I created a thumbnail that was clickable. Then I had to put a description, put the keyword. Then I have to there was a lot of artifacts that I linked to YouTube. And I'm not a YouTube genius. So I was so worried about the stress, and I didn't want to hire anyone yet, because I'm very new to this. If not, I'll hire somebody that's going to overcharge me because of the basic things that they're doing for me. And because I'm not well skilled enough, I'm not going to be able to challenge what it is that they're charging me, or challenge what they're delivering. Not charging me, because they can charge whatever they want, but what it is that they're delivering. I want to be experienced enough to be able to ask for exactly what I want for whatever it is that they're charging. If not, they're just going to be doing basic things for me. So I was so challenged about YouTube itself. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to do all this. I'm going to be able to not feel exhausted because I'm not so good. So that was also another fear that I had around YouTube. But then I started to, learn from a few of the top YouTubers on the platform. Ali was one of it. It's great on video. And I started to watch him and a few other people, and they were giving me tips of how I can upload videos on YouTube, how I can edit my stuff on CapCut. I have CapCut. So I was using CapCut to edit. I was using Canva for the thumbnail, and then I was using maybe the keyword tools to get my tags and things like that. So I was using that a lot. So I started to learn the basic, because if you don't learn the basic, you are going to have a lot of blocks around YouTube. But if you learn the basics, then eventually you start to be used to it. Especially if you're doing it often, or you've done like 30 videos like me, then you start to know the basics, and it's going to be easy for you to go from recording a video to publishing it on video. I mean, it takes me a couple of hours now. It takes me longer, mainly because I'm trying to research the description, the title, the thumbnail. The video itself doesn't take longer. I mean, it takes me about 30 minutes to record a video, sometimes less. And editing is really quick. I just do the beginning and the end. But it's more the things that allow my video to be seen that I'm really working on. I'm not very good at it right now because I'm not getting a lot of views. So I know I need to perfect that part, but I'm not allowing that to stop me from showing off on video, because I just said, you know what, the more I put out there, the better I start to become. And that is also a beautiful way to get over your fear around YouTube itself, because YouTube, there's nothing to be scared of. All you need to do is learn the basics. When you learn the basics, and you start to do it often, and as you repeat that often, you start to become a genius yourself. So that was another thing that happened that allowed me to get over my fear of being seen. Another thing that I did was I stabilized my nervous system. So when you're on video, it takes time to get used to talking on camera. I mean, a lot of us, we're not seeing who we're talking to, right? But I have learned to talk to one person. That is something I learned from the platform. I've also learned about that as a business owner, that we need to talk to one person. So I have one particular beautiful human, one of my colleagues. She doesn't know who she is. She's a six-figure owner. She's in the coaching business. We started our businesses together 15 years ago, and she ended up making millions way earlier than me. And she's ended up making millions, and she's thriving in her business. She has one child, one daughter. I think she's about maybe about 6 years old now. Mine are grown up. And she's doing really well. But I always make sure that I speak to her. She's the one I'm speaking to right now. I don't know if she's watching my channel. And if she's not, that's okay, because she is the one and I focus on. So it can be quite nerve-wracking to be on camera because you might be talking to multiple people. Like sometimes I talk to people in the 9 to 5 job because I used to work 9 to 5 job. But these days I try to focus my attention on one person, which is somebody like me, an entrepreneur that wants to increase her earning capacity as she's going through perimenopause. So I try to make sure that I move my, whatever it is I'm sharing and focus on that kind of person instead of me having to focus on everyone else, because you can have a diluted message when you focus on multiple people and no one is taking anything out of it. But if you focus on one person, that helps as well. So now I stabilize my nervous system around one person. So I allow myself to regulate myself just before I record. I like to go for walks. Sometimes I do a little bit of gardening. Sometimes I just go for a walk. Sometimes I just do a bit of movement with my body and my hips and my, just really moving my body and allow my energy to move through my body. I breathe into my body. I really reconnect with my body. And I make sure that I don't speak to my person. I really like to, it's not about, I'm not speaking to my person. What's the word here? I'm connecting with my person, whoever she is. We're talking together. I have a connection. I'm not coming across from the expert lens, because I feel like when I come across from the expert lens, it's exhausting. But I just come across as somebody that is talking to a friend. We're both in the same level. We're both working through perimenopause together. And maybe I'm a little bit knowledgeable in some aspects, but that's okay. And I'm connecting with that. I'm not coming across as I'm talking at you. That's what the word. I'm not talking at you. I'm connecting with you. I'm speaking to you. We're both conversing together. And I can only do that when I'm grounding at my body. So I'm connected with my body. So I'm not just talking to space. I'm connected with my body. I'm listening to my body. That's also very healing, especially if you're doing video and you want to expand your voice or expand your capacity to own your voice. It's really about connecting with your body when you're speaking. But when you're always talking from your head a lot, like from that expert brain, I think you lose the connection. So that's something I started to learn to do, is to really, really drop into my body when I'm doing video. And I'm connected with my woman and I'm connected with my body. I'm really, really grounded in my body. I don't get lost in the fact that I want to impress. And I mean, it's not about me trying to impress who I'm speaking to. It's about me just delivering value. That's all it is. I'm trying here to deliver value, to be able to support you, and also to be able to help you solve a particular problem. But if I come into YouTube with just professionalism, skill, or trying to be an expert, quote unquote, then I feel like, oh my God, I have to perform. And that's really, really exhausting, because if I don't perform, someone's going to find me out, then I'm going to go viral, and then they're going to judge me or things like that. But when I come across as a colleague, as a friend, as a sister, we're just dialoguing together, it's a lot easier to show up on video as well. So if you are planning to come on YouTube, it's important that you take off the expert hat and come across as giving value to someone. You're there to support, and you're relating, you're co-creating together, co-creating with the person that is listening to you. Instead of you coming across as somebody that knows better than them, you're co-creating with them. And I find it really nourishing when you come from that aspect than you coming across as the expert. But when you come across as the expert, you're thinking that you're better than them. And that is really, really not healing at all. So I really, really work on that. I really work on regulating my system around that I'm co-creating with someone. And that makes me feel a lot more safer to show up on video. And also, I take care of my biology, which is always it. I take care of my sleep. I make sure that I get enough sleep. I make sure that I make sure that I take care of my biology, get enough sleep, eating my Viper, drink a lot of water, all the perimenopausal stuff that I need to do, protocols that I need to do, I make sure that I do it. And also, before my videos, I like to prepare. Like before, I used to have a long script and it was very overwhelming. Now I have my points because I like to do long form videos. So instead of me just having to rant away, I like to have this. This also helps me when now that I have, and it's like, I can get, I can be talking about lots of things and lose my trail of thought. This is one of the tips that I have used to be able to bring myself back. When I realize that I can't find my pace, I just come back to my notes and I can get myself back to the foundation of why I come to a video as well. So to get over the fear of being on YouTube, maybe you also want to put your notes down. There's no shame around it. I mean, some people just record and edit. You can edit that part if you want, but I prefer to just have my notes here and just record as well. But if you want, you can look at your note, edit, stop the video, look at your note, and then start to record again. That might be helpful for you. But for me, I would prefer to have my notes on here. So I prepare my notes. I have my few pointers in here. I don't really like to have too much points. And maybe I have a hook, and then I have an introduction, and then I have maybe three or four points, then I have a closure, and then I ask people to subscribe. So those are my kind of my format of creating videos. Maybe I'll do a video on that later. But be prepared before you come on video. Don't just come on and just rant away. I mean, we're not influencers like that. Maybe if you're Kim Kardashian, you can create videos like that. But if you're somebody that wants to be able to support somebody and you're not as influential as Kim Kardashian, even if you are as influential as her, you still want to add value to the people that are watching you, then prepare your video content and come across with value and be able to deliver from A to Z. Take them from A to Z is so important when you're doing a video. I think when you prepare, you'll be able to get over your fear of video. But if you feel like you have to over prepare, then you might be blocked again, because some people can over prepare as well. This video, I think, took me only about 20, I don't know, less than 10 minutes to create the content, and then I'm here recording the video. I don't overly prepare because that makes me nervous. I just really focus on my point, and then I just kind of diverge from there. So it's so important that you prepare, but you don't over prepare, because there's nothing to prove. You're grounded in your body. You're co-creating with the person that is watching at the other end. You don't have to come across as an expert, and then you're good to go. Another thing that I've also noticed that, let me check before. Okay, it's important that I check my points. All right, very nice. Okay, this is right here. Okay, so I have started to understand that another thing that I've started to do on video is, people are going to judge. It's just life. People are going to say whatever it is they want to say about your recording, about your voice, about your hair, about your looks, whatever it is, people are going to judge. So I have decided to let go of that, because that is something I can't control. I can't control what people are going to say about my content. There's nothing I can do. The only thing that I can control is me right now. That's all I can do. Work with the energy that I'm feeling at my body, and then love myself. That's all it is. Non-judgmental. Love myself unconditionally. People are going to have their own thoughts. People are going to project on you. People are going to judge you. People are going to resonate with your content in different ways. People are going to comment on your content in different ways. There's nothing you're going to do about it. People are going to love it or hate it. They can do whatever it is they want. So I have decided to detach for how people are feeling, because there are over 1 billion people on the internet. Some people are going to like it, some people are going to not. I know that lots of people are going to like my content when I start to build momentum with my channel. I'm going to be patient. I've only done 30 days. So some people are going to like it. They're going to like the way I do my videos. And I know I'm going to have more likes than not. So I'm not bothered about the people that don't like my content. I used to be bothered about it. One comment like this would cripple me for months and I won't show up on video. That's what happened when I created my 7-part video last time, 12 years ago. Somebody made a comment about my voice and my hair at the time. And then because of that, I stopped doing videos, because I thought, oh my God, I'm way exposed here. And I was just crippled pretty much. So right now, I have decided not to allow my external factor to judge how I show up on this platform. It's so important that I let whatever it is that happens on the internet to do whatever it is, especially if I'm not breaking any rules, I'm not offending anyone. Even if the comments are there to help me, I can take whatever it is that I want to take, work with my therapist or my coach with it, and then let go of the rest, because there's nothing I can do with all the comments I get. I mean, especially if they're bad comments, I can learn from my videos and tweak it and improve it. That's all I can do. But I cannot allow my external people, the external judgment, to decide who I am. Even if I get lots of like, I don't internalize it, because then I'm giving my power away. I'm happy to get great comments, which is amazing, but it's important that my own validation comes from within than it means expected from the external world. Because if I don't get it, then I'm going to be crippled as well. So I'm happy with all my comments, but I allow myself to feel content by how I feel about myself. I judge myself. I validate my own self. I don't wait on external comment, because right now I have no comments on this video. So if I just think that because I'm not getting any comments, I'm not getting any likes, I'm not getting any view, I make that all about me, then I'm not going to show up on my video. So that's why I keep on showing up and validating myself. I watch my videos again. I improve it. That's how I knew that the scripted videos were disconnecting, and I decided to do videos like this, because I didn't like who I was then. I felt like I wasn't empowered enough because I was scripted. But now that I'm just doing my videos on the fly, I feel so good about myself. I feel like I'm amazing. I feel like I'm knowledgeable. I feel like I'm improving. I have something to work with, then it'd be totally scripted as well. So that's another thing. So that helped me to get over my fear. My last thing is I decided to reframe. When I come on YouTube, it's not about me. It's really not about me. I get it. I'm doing a lot of healing work by showing up. I'm fine-tuning my voice. I'm fine-tuning my skill. I'm getting better at articulating myself. I'm healing my wound. There's a lot of things that I'm doing by being on video. But the most important thing is I want to be of service. I want to be of service to my beautiful human that is watching me. And I come with that agenda that it's not about me. Because when I come across as I want to be perfect, I want people to see me, that's when I have a lot of burden on my shoulder. But when I come across of being of service, It's totally a different a game changer. I am on this platform because I want to inspire women over 40, high achieving women over 40, just like me, that are navigating perimenopause with their career, confident, and earning capacity. I empower them with the tools and resources that helps them to feel expand their wealth, to stabilize their wealth, to increase their earning capacity, to feel more financially empowered. Those are what I show up for. And I show up with helping them know that perimenopause is not a decline, that is a pivot, is a catapult to the next stage of our lives. And I want people to be seen. I'm going through perimenopause myself. I don't want to hide out. I want people like me that are doing amazingly well in their business, but still feel like they don't want someone to see them as weak. They're scared of being found out. They're scared that they're going to lose everything. They're scared that they won't have the capacity to be able to hold their earning capacity. They're scared that they're going to be losing money. I want them to see me and feel like, oh my God, I can do this. If she can do it, I can do it as well. Because that has been at the top of my mind since last year. I was so worried because I was getting so tired about the structure of my business and I wanted to increase my earning. I realized I was still earning the same amount of money and I just didn't know how I could burst through it. So when I came on YouTube, the idea is for me to increase my earning capacity. That's why I came on YouTube. I wanted to break through my income ceiling. I want to break through my habit of what I was doing by doing local network. I want to break through that. And I decided to come on YouTube. So coming on YouTube was for me to do that. And I want people to see me and be inspired to be able to break through their income ceiling. I want to share the tips and strategies that I am doing to be able to break through my income ceiling. I want people to feel like I am not ashamed to say that I'm turning 40, 50. I'm going through perimenopause. I have my brain fog. I have my memory loss. Sometimes I lose my verbal influency. Sometimes I am feeling that low energy. Sometimes I feel like not working. Sometimes I feel like letting go of everything, dropping it all off and just selling my house and moving somewhere else. I have those thoughts too. And I want people to see that. I want people to maybe find themselves in that and also see that they can do something else. That's why I'm on here. I'm here to empower possibility on others. That's my word, is to empower possibility on others. And I think when we reframe coming on here just to only make money, I mean, great, we can make money because that's also a big goal of mine. But if we reframe it from just being me, just being an influencer on this platform, but being of service, I think the energy actually shifts. It shifts from us making it all about us and being of service. And we're going to do whatever it is to be of service, which means improving our knowledge, taking care of our biology, taking care of our mind, and showing up consistently. So I decided to reframe it, and know that the only way that I can get over my fear is to stop thinking about myself and start thinking about my beautiful human, the one I'm talking about, Charlotte. I'm going to give you a name, Charlotte, to talk about you all the time, to talk to her all the time. I know that I am supporting her. And the more I think about that, a lot easier it is for me to show up because I feel like I need to just do it. I feel not obligated. I just, if it gives me joy to be able to support her. It gives me joy when she makes an income lead. It gives me joy when she makes up more money. It gives me joy when she works less and make more money. When she feels amazing in her body, when she feels loved in a relationship, it gives me joy. And that's why I do that as well. And also, another thing that I've started to do, and my last point is, on video, I mean, I thought I would not feel confident. I mean, I'm okay. I'm improving as I go. But what I've noticed is instead of me trying to find the confident, or that's not it, not be motivated about being on video, that's great. I try, instead of me thinking that I need to be confident first to show up, I decided to just do it, take action. Because at first, when I first started on this journey, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to be able to talk about this topic. Because when I first started on this perimenopausal journey, I was talking about the perimenopausal symptom a lot. That was what I built my income on for the past 3 years. Just talking about the symptoms. When I go into corporate, I'll talk about the symptoms. And then just a couple of months ago, I started to pivot into earning capacity because that was the topic that I'm working on. Because I'm not working on my perimenopausal symptom anymore. I am aware of my symptoms. I am doing all the biological protocol to expand, to heal my body. But I was worried more about my income. I wanted to increase my income. So that was what I was learning last year. I was like learning how to make more money, how to diversify my income. So it was really what I wanted to get into. So when I went on YouTube talking about that topic, I was worried that I didn't have all the knowledge. So I was like, oh my God, I'm not as good as this. When I used to talk about brain fog, insomnia, and all the hormonal issues, I was an expert on that. But this other aspect I'm talking about, I'm not got all the skills. I mean, I have like a couple of years of it earning capacity because I used to be a personal branding and business coach a while back. And I have also been able to increase my own earning capacity, and I want to do more of it. So I was a bit worried that I don't have all the full knowledge about sharing that online. So, but then I realized that I cannot get better without showing up. I mean, I need more repetition. The more I speak about it, the more I'll get my words right, and the more I get better at talking about financial competence, financial expansion, which is what I'm into, is perimenopause and financial expansion, or increasing your earning capacity. That's pretty much what it is. And I can't improve without speaking about it. I have to talk more about it. So instead of me looking to get all this certification and read all this book, I like, no, I'm going to show up consistently. Repetition builds confidence, and repetition will build competency. So I decided to show up unapologetically. So if you want to improve on a specific skill and you want to start to share on YouTube on those particular topic, the only way you can get better is to show up. Not by reading content and getting into all this certification. It's great to have certification. I love certification. I mean, I don't think I'll be a great coach if I didn't do the certification. I think certification was what helped me actually step up. But what made me a great coach is by practice with lots of clients. So confidence comes by showing up. It comes by repetition, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're scared of being found out or not being sharper on YouTube, then you need to build more repetition. You need to show up consistently, talking about the same thing all the time. And the more you talk about it, the better you get. And the better you get, the more clients you will get, actually. And I realized that the more I spoke about it, the more I started to feel confident at my body level. And I started to feel more regulated. I don't feel stressed around my topic anymore because I keep on showing up. So any fear that you might have around YouTube is because you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the competency, and you can't have competency without consistency. So I want to invite you to be consistent, because this is the platform for us to leverage our income. If you want to earn more in your 40s, you really need to leverage your intellectual asset. It's not about working hard. When we were in our 30s, we were there to prove ourselves, show up at work hard, over deliver. But when we are in our 40s, we need to leverage our experiences. We need to leverage our knowledge on the internet. And YouTube is one of the platforms that allows us to do it. You put your intellectual asset on there, people do a search around your topic, you probably pop up on the first three, they book a discovery call with you, you enroll them into your package, and then you make more money. You can work less. My desire for 2026 is to work 3 days a week and make more money. I don't want to work 5-7 days a week anymore. My goal is to work 3 days a week and make more money. That's where I want, because I love to travel. I love to spend quality time with my family. I love to rest, and I love to spend time with my friends as well. So if this video resonates with you, I hope these tips were quite helpful. If they were, let me know in the comments below. And if you are a woman in your 40s, high achieving woman in your 40s, just like me, who is navigating perimenopause alongside their career, confidence, and earning capacity, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I do daily videos around this topic, empowering you with the tools and resources you need to increase your performance, stabilize your income, and increase your wealth on this earth, because that is what we are here to do, is to be able to work less and make more money. So subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you on our next video.